Welcome to the Saturday morning preview show here on PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel. I'm Kerry Pollock. Tam McManus and Alan Ruff are here with me. Let's start at the bottom six. Tam's Johnstone take on Kilmarnock. Valakari seems very encouraging towards his players going into this one, despite their position in the league table.
Yeah, I think it's a must-win game for them. I think when you look at the league table, they have to win this game. I think the Kilmarnock are still in the mix. But I think St Johnstone have got Kilmarnock at home and Ross County at home. The next two games have got to take 6 points. If they take 6 points, they've got an opportunity to stay up, but it's a must-win game for them. Kilmarnock have been poor this season away from home. They have been for a number of seasons, but I think they can go up there and get the point that they need to stave off automatic relegation, and St Johnstone will be all but down.
They're 4 points off it just now, Ruffy, but is 7th still achievable for Kilmarnock, do you think?
All right, they won last week, which would be encouragement, but the results of that before that have been poor. I think St Johnstone are still fighting away there. I know they look doomed, but if they were to get a win, as Tam said, you know, the players will be up for it and they might believe they can dig themselves out of it, but they've got to win the game. I'm going to take a punt. I'm going to go St Johnstone to win this.
Really? What scoreline?
2-1.
2-1 St
One each for me.
One each for you, right then. Dundee face off against Motherwell. A win over Hearts at Tynecastle last weekend, Tam, allowed for Tony Docherty's men to take a wee step away from the relegation zone. How will they measure up against Motherwell?
Yeah, great result last week at Hearts. I think they're still in the mix for the playoffs, right enough, but Motherwell all but safe for me. I think the result last week, against St Johnstone.
Are they the only ones, do you think, that can breathe?
Yeah, I think Motherwell's the only one that can breathe easily. I think the rest of them are still in the mix for the playoffs. I think Dundee's needs is greater in the game, but Motherwell could just go out and relax and put a performance in. So it's a hard one to call, but I think Dundee, just with home advantage,
Yep.
with the goals they've got and the confidence for last week, will just nick it.
Just one win in the last 5 games, Ruffy, but still sitting 7th just now, Motherwell. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I mean, they'll be encouraged by the result, but none of these teams have been playing with any form whatsoever, so you don't know what to expect when they turn up. I think Dundee will be really boosted by that win last week. Obviously, the players will be encouraged by that, and I think the home advantage might just sway that for me, and I'm going to go Dundee to win 2-0.
2-0 and Tam,
2-1 for me.
2-1 for you. Ross County take on Hearts. Only 5 points separate Ross County and 11th, and Hearts, who are 8th. Is there still an element of fear between all the teams except for Motherwell, of course?
Yeah, I think that Hearts can't afford to lose this game. I think if they do, then the fans would start to have a wobbly. Ross County have just hit a bad patch at the wrong time of the season. I think that's 4 or 5 defeats in the trot, and they can't seem to pick up a win for anywhere. Hearts obviously sacked the manager. Liam Fox has come in again. Can he get a tune out the players? I don't know. I don't know. I've just got a feeling Hearts might go up there and win the game. Ross County for me haven't been great in recent weeks, and I think that Hearts will still be looking over their shoulder. I think one more win for them again just keeps them safe, and I think they'll go to Ross County and win.
We've seen it a few times this season, Ruffy, when teams lose their manager, the next week they go out and get a result. Do you see it going that way?
There's every chance of it, but the players need to perform. They haven't been, and they'll be like every other player in that relegation. There'll be nerves setting in. There'll be players looking for new contracts and to stay at the club. So it's a big game for both teams. I think Ross County have got to win it. And if they do win it, I think a lot of the other teams, depending on the other results, will be beginning to panic.
Scoreline?
1 each.
1 each.
2-1 Hearts.
2-1 Hearts. Right then, moving on to the top 6 battle for third. Who will get European football next season? And two sides very much in the thick of it, Sam. Hibernian and Dundee United. Hibs' 17-game unbeaten run in the league came to an end last weekend, but David Gray up for Manager of the Year, and deservingly so.
Yeah, I think so. I think that by the start of the season, they could have been challenging Rangers for second place. I think their form has been exceptional over the last 3 months, but it's always difficult, I think, when you're on a long unbeaten run, you lose one. Does the wheels come off? Do you start to lose confidence? I know it shouldn't, but you just get that invincible feeling when you're winning it and are unbeaten for a long period of time. And Dundee United, for me, have again went off the boil. I think they've had a good season, but they look as if they're running out of steam. So I think Hibs can bounce back and really cement third place by beating Dundee United. Dark horse for you this season, Dundee United, Ruffy?
They've had a good season.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll recover for that result last week against Celtic. It's always a difficult one when you're on the end of hiding. Jim Goodman will still be telling these players there's a chance to get third. I just think Hibs will bounce back from that result. That game against Aberdeen could have went either way last week, so I'm going to go Hibs to win 2-0.
2-0 and
2-0 for me as well.
2-0 as well. Right, St Mirren face off against Aberdeen. You still think Hibs can get third? Tam, you don't think Aberdeen will sneak it away from them?
See, to be honest, I can't lose now because I did say Aberdeen were an absolute stick on and give them third in about October.
You did. I think split the old
And that
firm
is going
with
to do
your
that
words
is going
as
to do serious numbers if they don't finish third.
Well.
If they don't finish third, I think Hibs will. So that's
Yes.
out with the silver lining on this. But yeah, I think this is a pivotal weekend in the race for third. I really do. I think that's a difficult game for Aberdeen. You know, Hibs could come out at 3 points ahead again with a better goal difference if as expected. I think St Mirren will beat Aberdeen.
Okay.
I know Aberdeen on a decent run at the moment, but I just think St Mirren at home. Seen against Rangers last week, they should have beat Rangers last week. They're just strong at home. You know, they're physical, and I think they'll just nick it against Aberdeen, and I'll go for 2-1 to St Mirren.
2-1 St Mirren. Is there an argument, Ruffy, that both of these managers should have been on the short list for manager of the year? Jimmy Tulane with the work he's done with Aberdeen, Stephen Robinson getting top 6, third season in a row.
Yeah, I think every manager who's had a successful season would believe that they should be having a shout for different circumstances, obviously budgets and all that kind of thing. But certainly both of them have been encouraging this year for Aberdeen, obviously for I think 2/3 of the season. I think St Mirren have been good. They've been entertaining. They've come up. They've not sat in against Rangers or Celtic. They've had a go. So I think that could be a problem for Aberdeen. I think Aberdeen might not win this one, so I'm going to go for a draw, 1 each.
Oh, 1 each, and you said 2-1
2-1
St Mirren. Right, okay, finally, the final Old Firm meeting between these two sides. Rangers host Celtic tomorrow afternoon. The league has been won, Tam, by Celtic, but there's never a meaningless game between these two whenever they come head-to-heads.
No, there isn't. I just think it's a bigger game for Celtic than it is for Rangers.
Yeah.
I just think that Celtic supporters have been really, really annoyed. I know they're going to probably win the treble this season, but I think they've been really annoyed with the performances against Rangers. I think they won at the 3-0 game at Ibrox, even the cup final. I thought, could have went either way, and then losing at Parkhead against Rangers. So I think that Brendan and the players will still be smarting for that, and they want to send a message out. With Rangers, you have no idea what Rangers are going to turn up. You know, if they turn up in the same form as they done in about January, then they could beat Celtic again. But I don't know. I just think Celtic are starting to hit form now. 15 goals in the last 3 games. Rangers look as if their season's just petering out, so I'll go for Celtic to win.
Scoreline?
I'm going to go for goals, 3-2.
3-2 Celtic, all right. Celtic have a bit of an injury issue, Ruffy. A few players missing. Jota, Alistair Johnstone won't be involved. Kuhn, Maida not involved in training. Will that affect them much?
Well, they 4 definitely don't start. It will affect them. We don't know how bad it is. We'd have to wait and see the team lines. Everything that's coming out of Celtic Park just now is the players want to win this one because of the results in the other games. So I think they'll come out all guns. But as Tam said, Rangers have turned up twice against Celtic. There's no reason at home why they shouldn't do again. I think they've got to score first. If they don't score first, I can't see them winning again. But I don't know why, but I think they're going to be good enough to get a draw. I'm going to go 1 each.
1 each, all right then. Quiz. Here we go. It's been a few weeks since I've been.
How was your holiday? Was your cruise? All right?
Needed it, yep.
Was it Antarctica you went in the cruise?
Cheek, honestly. Right, first question is, who scored the only...
He changed the rules last week.
Oh, did
We
he?
did, aye.
In
We
my
just shouted it.
absence? You just shouted out?
Aye.
No, we're going back to the original then.
You want to shout it, or do you want to just...
We'll open it up then. What do you want to do?
Just shout it. But yeah, if you're wrong, you don't get to just shout another one.
Okay. Right. Who scored the only goal in Aberdeen's win over Hibs?
Nisbet.
Okay, 1-0. Brendan Rodgers, John McGlynn and David Gray have all been nominated for Manager of the Year. Who won PFA Scotland Manager of the Year last year?
McGlynn.
He did, indeed. 1 at Ruffy, 1 each.
Done enough, that was a good one, by the way.
Okay.
I wouldn't have got that.
What was the score the last time Celtic and Rangers met?
3-2.
It was 3-2 at Celtic Park, as you said. You gave him the answer before.
Aggressive, yes.
Lies when I get it out.
2-1 Ruffy, okay. Question 4. Simo Valakari comes from which country?
Finland.
He does come from... This is
Down to 2 each, Ruffy. Come on.
the decider, right?
Come on, Ruffy.
This is the
Get the teeth in.
question you don't like, unfortunately.
No, I hate these questions. He always gets them right. Guess the nearest number. This is a joke. It's an absolute disgrace, this quiz now.
He's thrown the toys at the pram already, Ruffy.
It's shocking.
Relax.
Oh, it's one neck. Get back. I
Okay.
hate these. I always get them wrong.
How many goals have been scored in the Premiership
This
up
is just
until
a nonsense.
today?
A nonsense.
Premiership.
The Premiership.
All in.
12 teams up until today from the
12
start of the
teams
season.
playing over what, 30,
To rush you for
30,
an answer.
34 12s.
To push you both for an answer.
250.
250.
720.
602 goals.
See, honestly, this is garbage, Kerry. I'm not doing the quiz again.
That was a terrible guess. Terrible
Shocking.
guess.
What did you say?
200.
250.
200, there are 32 games in 12 teams.
Maths
That's
isn't
like
a strong.
-2 a game.
I thought it was in Serie A in the 80s there, sorry.
Okay, well, there we go then.
Oh my
Ruffy.
God.
Ruffy takes the win. We'll be back.
Another hollow victory.
We'll be back.
Hollow.
Wins a win.
That's it. Wins a win. We'll be back next week with some more action to look forward to. Thanks for watching.